Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So yesterday for me, I'm not sure when this video is going up, so probably a few weeks ago currently, I went to the Lions book sale. So my town just puts on this massive book sale every single year, and it also has like games, records and CDs and stuff all donated in by a bunch of different people, and they sell them for really cheap and raise heaps of money. I think it goes towards the Lions charity. I filmed one of these last year, so I will link my last year's book sale haul down below so you can go and watch that. So I thought that I would show you guys what books I picked up this year. I didn't really know how many I would find because I had a limited time to look because I had to go to work. If you are new to my channel then you probably won't know, but I really like to read books. The word being books, not this little things that we put on tablets and claim to be books, because that's not a real book, is it? Without further ado, let's jump into this video. So I've got 2 bags full of books that I picked up. I guess I'll just show you what's in this bag first, just because it's the one that is closest to me, and this won't be in any particular order of what book I found first and whatnot. It's just as I'm picking them out of the bag. So the first book that we have is this one here. This is Message in a Bottle by Nicholas Sparks. Now I love Nicholas Sparks books. I have quite a lot of them down in this hubby. I was really stoked to find this one. Haven't seen the movie as of yet. Walking along a beach, Teresa, a lonely single mother, notices a bottle half buried in the sand. Picking it up, she's surprised to see a note inside, which she pries out and starts to read. "My dearest Catherine," it begins. "I miss you, my darling, and today is particularly hard because the ocean has been singing to me, and the song is that of our life together." That was a tongue twister. For Teresa, weary of romance since her ex-husband shattered her trust, this message raises intriguing questions. Who are Garrett and Catherine? Where are they now? What is their story? Challenged by the mystery and pulled along by emotions she doesn't fully understand, Teresa begins a search that takes her to a sunlit coastal town and an unexpected confrontation. Sticking with the Nicholas Sparks theme is The Choice. I currently don't have this one, but love Nicholas Sparks. Travis Parker has everything a man could want. A good job, loyal friends, his dream house in small town North Carolina. In full pursuit of the good life, he believes that a serious relationship with a woman would only cramp his style. That is until Gabby Holland moves in next door. Despite Travis's attempts to be friendly, she seems to have a chip on her shoulder about him. But something compels Travis to get to know his new neighbour. His persistent efforts leads them both to make tough decisions, the consequences of which neither could have foreseen. The Choice confronts us with the most heart-wrenching question of all. How far would you go to keep the hope of love alive? So the next book is completely on the other end of things. So those last 2 by Nicholas Sparks were like romance books. This one here is a thriller. I read a thriller called Black Ice by Becca Fitzpatrick and I loved it. It is one of my most favourite all-time books ever, and before that I wasn't really into thrillers, and I picked up this one and I thought it sounded really good. My dad actually has this book and a whole bunch of other books written by this author on his shelf, which I didn't even know, but apparently he likes them too. So this is Tell No One by Harlan Coben, and the front says the past will haunt you. Every year Elizabeth and David Beck return to Lake Charmaine. Or Charmaine? Is it Charmaine or Charmaine? I don't even know. A place that has been a part of their lives ever since they were children. But on their 13th visit, Elizabeth is kidnapped and murdered while David is left for dead. For the next 8 years, Dr. David Beck realizes the horror of what happened every single day of his life. Although Elizabeth has been buried and her killer waits on death row for David, it still feels as if more than one life ended on that night. Then an image of Elizabeth appears on his computer screen, brutally ripping open the old bones. Is it just a practical joke, or evidence that somehow Elizabeth is still alive? Suddenly Beck is running away from his safe, ordinary life and all the people he trusts. He's chasing a ghost whose messages hold out desperate hope and warn him to tell no one. But soon Dr. Beck himself is being hunted down. That'll be hopefully a really good intense read. My mum actually found this next book and she picked it up for herself, and it's by Nicholas Sparks, and she got home and realised that she already had it. She gave it to me and said if I would like it, and I checked and I currently don't have it. So of course I was like, yes, I will have it. This one is called See Me. Colin Hancock is giving his second chance his best shot. At 28, he's focused on getting his teaching degree and avoiding all the places and people that proved so destructive in his past. The last thing he's looking for is a serious relationship. But when he crosses paths with Maria Sanchez one rain-swept night, his carefully structured life is turned upside down. And when Maria, a hardworking lawyer, meets Colin, she begins to question every notion she's ever had about herself and her future and what makes her truly happy. Before the couple has a chance to envision a life together, menacing reminders from events in Maria's past begin to surface. And as the threat of violence begins to shadow her every step, she and Colin will be pushed to breaking point. Next book is this one here. This one is Something Borrowed by Martina Reilly. Hugh McCarthy's curiosity has finally got the better of her. Adopted as a baby, she is now determined to trace her birth mother. Her family wish she would leave the past alone. Vicky is in danger of uncovering some shocking secrets, but hoping that the past will help her determine the future, she sets out to find the truth. And if that doesn't cause friction enough, there is trouble at work when a new face appears. Ed O'Neill, whom Vicky is convinced is being groomed for her job. The spark between them is instant. They can't stand each other. Yet it's a thin line between love and hate, and Vicky is learning that people aren't always what they seem. This next book is probably one of my most favourite findings of the entire lot, and that is this one here. This is Looking for Alaska by John Green. I have read this and I did enjoy it. I will admit it's not my favourite John Green book, but I currently have a couple, where's my finger? Right here. John Green is one of my favourite authors. I really like the way that he writes. If people were rain, I was a drizzle and she was a hurricane. Miles Holter's whole life has been one big non-event until he meets Alaska Young. Gorgeous, clever and undoubtedly screwed up, Alaska draws Miles into her reckless world and irrevocably steals his heart. For Miles, nothing can ever be the same again. Okay, that's all it says on there, but there is definitely more that happens in this book than that. This next book was actually one that I found on the way out. I just caught like a glimpse of it on the top of like a pile of books and quickly picked it up, read the back and thought it sounded really good. I haven't seen the movie. That is The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. My name was Salmon, like the fish. First name Susie. I was 14 when I was murdered on December the 6th, 1973. My murderer was a man from our neighbourhood. Watching from her place in heaven, Susie Salmon sees her suburban family devastated by her death, isolated even from one another as they each try to cope with their terrible loss alone. Over the years, her friends and siblings have grown up, fall in love, do all the things she never had the chance to do herself. But life is not quite finished with Susie yet. And then the last book in this first bag, again, is probably the second book that I was most excited to find, and that is this one here. This is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I watched the movie. The first time I wasn't really that into it, but then the second time that I watched the movie and I was actually like properly paying attention to it, I absolutely loved it. So I know that I'm really gonna like this book. I walk around the school hallways and look at the people. I look at the teachers and wonder why they're here. Not in a mean way, in a curious way. It's like looking at all the students and wondering who's had their heart broken that day, or wondering who did the heartbreaking and wondering why. He's a freshman, and while he's not the biggest geek in the school, he is by no means popular. Shy, introspective, intelligent, beyond his years, yet socially awkward, he is a wallflower. Caught between trying to live his life and trying to run from it. Charlie is attempting to navigate his way through uncharted territory, the world of first dates and mixtapes, family dramas and new friends, the world of sex, drugs, and the Rocky Horror Picture Show, when all one requires is that perfect song on that perfect drive to feel infinite. But Charlie can't stay on the sideline forever. Standing on the fringes of life is a unique perspective, but there comes a time to see what it looks like from the dance floor. The Perks of Being a Wallflower is a deeply affecting coming-of-age story that will spirit you back to those wild and poignant roller coaster days known as growing up. Now we move on to bag 2. So this next book is completely different from everything else that I've shown so far in the fact that it is not a novel. That is this one here. So this is The Essential Art of Relaxation by Fiona Toy, a step-by-step guide to easy relaxation techniques. And recently with my job I've been really stressed. I feel like I don't have time to do everything. I thought if there's a book about relaxation and not being stressed, then I'm gonna grab it and see what it's like. It just has like different exercises and I guess what relaxation does on the body, stuff about aromatherapy, like breathing techniques. This next book again is very different from everything else in the fact that it's not a novel, and you guys are probably gonna find this really boring. It is a New Zealand touring atlas. Basically it just has like a whole bunch of maps and stuff in there, and I purely got this for my car. My sense of direction is terrible. Next book again is another thriller, and that is this one here. So this one is The Brutal Telling by Louise Penny. Murder, an attractive detective, and terrific atmosphere. In the heart of the forest, two men sit at midnight haunted by fear of discovery. In a few hours' time, one of them will be dead, his secrets following him to the grave. When I don't know, it's spelled G-A-M-A-C-H-E. Is called to investigate a murder in picturesque Three Pines. He finds a village in chaos. A man has been found bludgeoned to death and there is no sign of a weapon, a motive, or even the dead man's name. Amick, that's what I'm going to call him. And his colleagues, Inspector, why do these all have so hard names? Viewer and Agent Isabel Lacoste, to dig under the skin of this peaceful haven for clues. They slowly uncover a trail of stolen treasures, mysterious codes, and a shameful history that begins to shed light on the victim's identity and point to a terrifying killer. Louise Penny's unforgettable new novel is a dark story of greed, betrayal, and murder that will dazzle you and chill you to the very core. Black Ice Bind, that was set in like mountains in the forest. So this kind of reminded me of that, so I'm hoping that it's good. I'm going to be disappointed if it's not. Next book is this one here, and this one is New Girl by Paige Harbison. They call me New Girl. Ever since I arrived at exclusive, prestigious Manderley Academy, that's who I am. New girl, unknown. Not unnoticed because of her. Becca Normandy, that's the name on everyone's lips. The girl whose picture I see everywhere. The girl I can't compare to. I mean, her going missing is the only reason a spot opened up for me at the academy. And everyone stares at me like it's my fault. Except for Max Holloway, the boy whose name shouldn't be spoken. At least not by me. Everyone thinks of him as Becca's boyfriend, but she's gone, and here I am replacing her. I wish it were that easy. Sometimes when I think of Max, I can imagine how Becca's life was so much better than mine could ever be, and maybe she's still out there waiting to take it back. Now, this next book is this one here. This one is Chasing Harry Winston by Laura Weisberger. Now, this is the same author that wrote The Devil Wears Prada. It's up there. I watched the movie and I really enjoyed the movie, so I know I was going to enjoy that book. 2 best friends, 2 resolutions, 1 year to pull it off. Emmy is newly single, always having dreamed of wedding plans. She's now buying takeout for one. Adriana is about to turn 30. Are her days as a party girl running out? Leigh has a gorgeous boyfriend and a great job, so why isn't she more excited about her perfect life? 3 best friends make a pact over raspberry mojitos one night. This year, everything is going to change. Emmy is going to find a man on every continent for some no-strings fun. Adriana vows she'll secure a 5-carat Harry Winston diamond on her 4th finger, and Leigh can't think of what she needs to change until literally bad boy Jesse Chapman starts to get under her skin. Game on. This next book again is another thriller, and that is this one here. This is 24 Hours by Greg Iles. In 24 hours, one family will learn the meaning of fear. 24 hours is all it takes for John Hickey to pull off the perfect crime. He's done it before, he'll do it again, and no one can stop him. But this time, he's picked the wrong family to terrorize. Will and Karen Jennings have it all. Together they've built the life of their dreams and they share it with their beloved 5-year-old daughter Abby. They will do anything to keep her safe, including confronting a terrifying psychopath. They refuse to become victims. They refuse to let Hickey tear another family apart, and they're going to fight back, even if it kills them. So I thought this is going to be so good. I thought it's going to be intense, but it's also going to be like a real savage book. And the last couple of books are in the same series, Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I really enjoyed the movie of this, so I know I'm going to enjoy the book. Lou Clark knows lots of things. She knows how many footsteps there are between the bus stop and home. She knows she likes working in the buttered bun shop, and she knows she might not love her boyfriend Patrick. What Lou doesn't know is that she's about to lose her job, that knowing what's coming is what keeps her sane. Will Traynor knows his motorcycle accident took away his desire to live. He knows everything feels small and rather joyless now, and he knows exactly how he's going to put a stop to that. What Will doesn't know is that Lou is about to burst into his world in a riot of colour, and neither of them knows they're going to change the other for all time. So the last book that it is in bag 2, and the last book that I found in this entire haul, this one is After You. So this is a book that comes after Me Before You, again by Jojo Moyes. Lou Clark has lots of questions, like how it is she's ended up working in an airport bar, spending every shift watching other people jet off to new places, or why the flat she's owned for a year still doesn't feel like home. whether her close-knit family can forgive her for what she did 18 months ago, and will she ever get over the love of her life. What Lou doesn't know for certain is that something has to change, and one night it does. Does the stranger on her doorstep hold the answers Lou is searching for, or just more questions? Close the door and life continues, simple, ordered, safe. Open it and she risks everything. But Lou once made a promise to live, and if she's going to keep it, she has to invite them in. So again, I know that's going to be really, really good. And there we go, guys. That is everything that I have purchased this year from the Lions book sale. I'll list all of the names of the books that I have mentioned down below in the description box. Again, if you guys did enjoy this one, make sure you go and watch last year's one, which is again linked in the description box below. And if you did enjoy this video, then please give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you are new, then I just want to say hey and welcome to my channel, and hope you decide to stick around and join our family here on this channel. We'd love to have you come along with us. Please check out some of my social media links. They're all listed in the description box below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Oh my gosh, that is heavy, right? I feel like, is this tilted at all? I get it picking it up. I can't even speak. Mum's calling my sister outside my door. Song that, and this one has a price on it that was not the price that I paid for it. That is novel. Now where's Too Bright?